An amazing fight with Patricio Pitbull taking on Dan Ige. Both guys making a fairly quick turnaround. They both fought on UFC 312. Dan Ige, he got the knockout win. Patricio Pitbull, long-awaited UFC debut, didn't go his way, lost a decision. For Ige, that win snapped a two-fight losing streak. And Pitbull, he's lost 3 of his last 4, so both guys kind of need wins to gain momentum, but Ige's been looking a little bit better. Ige hasn't won 2 fights in a row, though, since 2023, so this would be huge for him. And Pitbull obviously talked a big game. He had an amazing resume over in Bellator, so it would be pretty devastating for him to start 0-2 in the UFC. His first UFC fight, he was coming back off a year off, and he knocked the rust off, got his feet wet in the UFC, and I think this is an easier matchup for him, so it's a winnable fight. If Pitbull is going to make any noise in the company, this is a must-win for him. And for Ige, this would probably be the best win outside of Edson Barbosa in his career. So it would be a feather in his cap, and it would be his ticket to another crack at the top 10. But stylistically, Patricio Pitbull, super sharp counter striker. On the feet, he likes to maintain the center. He stays planted. He's ready to explode in and out. He'll throw heavy leg kicks. He's really good at slipping jabs and straights and returning with his own punches. He has big power in his hands, and he doesn't need much to finish a fight. Both these guys are super heavy hitters. And when Pitbull has you hurt, his combinations are nasty. He's knocked guys out even at 155 pounds like Michael Chandler. And he stays very defensively responsible. He's super sharp. He picks you apart with pot shots. He'll lower you and then bang with big punches. He will force takedowns from his opponents, and when they shoot on him, his guillotines are nasty, and he almost hit an armbar in his last fight. The issue with Pitbull's style was exposed, though, against Yair. He's not big for the weight class. He relies on fighters coming to him, and he has good timing. If you overextend, he's going to counter you. He's going to time a double, but he doesn't really have the ability to back you up and get the takedown without you making a mistake most of the time. And if you don't give him counter opportunities in boxing range and have the length and kicking ability to keep him at bay, you can pull him into power, and he doesn't really have a lot of answers. He's not usually willing to pressure, and when he does pressure, he leaves openings. We saw Yair drop him in round 3 of their last fight, and Pitbull's chin is not as good as it used to be, so he can't take as many risks. In this fight, he's fighting someone more similar to him, a shorter, more compact fighter who likes to stay defensive and then counter with power. I think Pitbull is a bit sharper and cleaner, and his leg kicks can be effective here in this matchup. I also think he has the more dangerous grappling. Both guys are black belts, so I don't really see a submission or finish on the map, but Pitbull's front chokes, back takes are a little more threatening than anything Ige has to offer, in my opinion. But Dan Ige is coming off yet another knockout, and he continues to move up the record books in that regard. If he gets another knockout, he will tie Conor McGregor and Chad Mendes for the 3rd most knockouts in UFC featherweight history with 6. And Ige, he also likes to stay planted, ready to explode, hands high. He looks to cut the cage off, pressure, unload with a big right hand. If you stay in the pocket, he's going to sit down and brawl it out with you. Sharp counters, nice check hooks, good rear crosses, overhands. And you can land calf kicks on him, but he also throws calf kicks of his own. I wouldn't say he's as quick as Pitbull, and his footwork isn't as good, but he has longer arms. He's a little younger, probably more durable, so he has his own advantages. And he has tremendous cardio. I think he probably does have the cardio edge as well, even though both these guys have good conditioning. Ige's never been finished before, so that's a big feather in his cap. And Ige, strong grappler. He has been taken down in fights, and he has to be careful not to overextend against Pitbull, because I do think Pitbull may be trying to time some takedowns in this one. But Ige, I don't think he's going to shoot, and he's going to try to keep it standing. But I expect this to be a chess match. I think if it goes the distance, I'm going to lean Pitbull. I see him working calf kicks. I think he's going to be the sharper, faster, a bit more tactical striker. Ige only needs 1, so he has the equalizer. And Pitbull's older. He's aging. He's been getting hurt recently. He even got knocked out. But I personally think if Pitbull is going to get a UFC win, which he has to be very hungry for, it's going to be this fight. It's a good matchup for him. Give me Pitbull via decision. I think he's going to get in the win column in the UFC and stamp his name as a real, true UFC fighter.